Hello and welcome to my latest series of fuck it off videos, because you don't want to spend money on batteries like this when you can put a wire on it and save fucking money. This was a dead drill. I found this just chucked, and as you probably saw, all I did just put a red wire to the plus and a black wire to the negative. All you gotta do is work out which one's which, and fucking bosh, 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 bosh. It fucking works. Bosh, 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 bosh. And then you can just maybe drill out a bit like that. And anyway, bosh, 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 bosh. Anyway, fucking bish, bash, fucking bosh, bish, bash, bosh. I asked somebody, have you got a strimmer, please, on a second-hand forum, and they said, yeah, but we ain't got no batteries for it. So if you've got the batteries, you're all right. I said, fuck batteries. I said, you can shove your fucking batteries up your arse, but give me the strimmer. And he quite politely did. So what I did is I thought, well, fucking hell, it's got connectors on it, so we can just fucking, hang on, let me just show you what. I thought, well, it's got fucking connectors on it, so I'm not going to spend money on this battery, because a battery's going to cost fuckloads. So I thought, right, okay, well, all I'll do is I'll just fucking solder onto there, or open it up and put the terminals on, and I can have a wire hanging out of it like this, and it'll be great, because then I can go whew, 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 and strim without having to pay for the fucking batteries, because I'd literally have to get another mortgage on my house in order to fucking afford a couple of batteries and a charger for this motherfucker. And it's made by Bish. This is it's actually spelt BOSCH, and I know it's upside down, BOSCH, right? But it's actually pronounced Bish, because it's for fucking bitches with lots of money. Now this is brilliantly designed, by the way. I've got to say, I've never seen a fucking strimmer like this. You kick that with your foot. You can change the angle of the head. That's fucking wicked, yeah? That's absolutely wicked. And look at this. Look at this. You can change the length of the fucking thing. You can change the length. So if you're short or tall, you can fucking sort it out. Honestly, that is absolutely wicked. Brilliant idea, but it's got these batteries. And, you know, they cost a lot of fucking money, and the chargers and all that. So I thought, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do exactly what I did with a drill. So anyway, I got the wires, and I fucking connected up the terminals like that, because I looked at what the batteries were, and then you push a button and it don't do fuck all. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so something else is going on. So take the battery off that, because those wires are going to touch, and then we will get sparks. So I thought, fuck it. So I went and undid the bolts, and then you have to take off the handle, which is by here. So you go, and you take the handle off, and then you throw it. And then you open it up. Oh no, you have to take this bit off, which is a bit awkward. What you do is you keep turning it and pull at the same time. And eventually, if you're really fucking hard enough with it, it will come off like that. So you should slide that out of the way. Take that off. Hey! Take that off, and this is what you got inside. And I'm like, I can see what's going on. Look at this. A little fucking sly bastards. Look at all this. Electronics. Fucking electronics. Who the fuck do you think you are, Bosch? Fucking Apple or something? This is basically called, fuck you. You're not buying your own fucking, but you're not putting your own batteries on here. Yeah, you're not buying any batteries which ain't Bosch. That's what this shit is, right? That's what that fucking means. It's fucking, look, it's chips on there and everything. It's probably connects to your Wi-Fi and fucking phones home and takes photos of you when you're doing the streaming, and fucking GPS locates you and sends it back to the NSA. No, what it is, I think, is it's a circuit that will basically sense the voltage, and when the voltage goes too low, it will stop your streaming activities, so that you don't damage the lithium ion or your lithium polymers or whichever you're using, because they don't like to be fully discharged. So that's a safety circuit. But in putting this in, they probably done something else as well, so it knows when you've got their fucking type of batteries on there. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to fuck this off. So let me see if I've got a technical a technical tool here, right? Right, so what we do is we fuck this off, so it stops anyone accidentally trying to plug a battery into it in the future, and you go, fuck your, right? So bish, bish, bash, bosh, and then you go like this. You throw it, right? It's important. If you don't throw it, it doesn't have the same effect. Now then, you've got wires here. Woo, what do we got? Wires. Should we refocus it? That would be good, wouldn't it? We've got all these wires. Well, let me make it easy for you, right? The motor is connected with 2 wires, okay? So there's one, it's got a terminal, and here's the other one, and that's got another terminal. So let's pull that off. So we've got the motor now is just there, and this is the switch, okay? So basically that breaks the connection if you have that wired in, which I'm not going to at the moment. So let's see if it works. Now, in order to test this, you have to be a bit dangerous. You can test it without the cutter on, but if you do that, it's out of balance and it goes wah. So I'm going to put the cutter on. You should technically do this with safety goggles because it's a bit dangerous. But I'm going to put it away from me so that it's not gonna fly in my eyes, basically. Now, where's my battery? I want my battery. Or as Mr. Photonic Induction says, more power! I want... I'm not having it. I'm not fucking having it. So anyway, right then folks, here's a technical question for you. Blue wire, brown wire. What do these mean? Yeah, do you know? Well, red is positive, black is negative. So what's blue and what's brown? Well, think, if you're in the UK, think what's in a plug when you wire a plug. The brown is positive. So you go positive on there, and let's see whether that motor works. Listen. Yes, it does. It was hitting the bed. It's cutting up my bedspread at the moment. There you go. So that works. Okay, so all we have to do is we could wire it onto that, but then it would run all the time, which would be a bit dangerous. But we want it to go through the switch. So what we're going to do is we take our pick, we cut one of these wires. Let's see if we've got the toolkit to do this. Okay, here's my wire strippers. Okay, so we strip off the wires. So we go da-da-da-da, strip the wire off, dun, right, and strip another wire off. Da-dang. Okay, and let's just cut these off because it'll make life easier. Let's cut the wires off the motor contacts, yeah, so we can strip the wires. Cut that off, and then, this is important, throw it, yeah, throw it, but make sure it doesn't go in what you're trying to work on. Right then, so we got another wire, strip it. Oh, Christ. Come on, motherfucker. Oh, it doesn't want to go. That's fucking... Jesus Christ. That was hard. Right. I think you guessed that was hard. Either that or I'm getting fucking old. Right, here we are. Other wire. Come on. Good now. Right, okay, so now we got wires. Twist them up a little bit. Twist the contacts. Okay, you following this? You following this? Right. So, how do you connect it? Well, normally you would connect it so that the plus goes in first. So I'll keep the plus as brown. Okay, so the plus goes in first. Doesn't really matter, but you know, I'll keep it the same. So, and then it's going to come out of the neg wire, which is blue. Let's see if we can see this. Yeah, we can. Right, so I'm going to connect to the blue, and I'm going to screw him onto there, and then this becomes your actual negative, and this becomes your actual positive. Now, what you can do then is if we tie up our contacts, so red would go to positive, which is this, and I could just tie them off for the purposes of this video. So let's just tie that off. Try not to touch the wires together because it's live from the battery, which is only 18 volts. But there we are. You see now they're connected, and it's not doing anything because we need to pull the switch. And once we pull the switch, the motor will come on, which proves that we have a working theory here. So okay, it has a safety mechanism, but it's been removed. So I'm going to just pull the switch. And there you go. So now we've effectively said Fuck you, Bosch. Thank you very much. We don't want your 100 quid batteries. Right. And the best bit is, right, this is a 2.65 amp hour battery. Okay. This cost 7 or 8 quid from Hobby King. Okay. The Bosch battery cost about 40 quid. Yeah. The charger costs about another 40 quid. So that's 80 quid. This charger is 20 quid and works with all types of remote control aircraft, quadcopters and whatever that you need to do. So it's got balancing, so it can balance the individual cells. My God, you know, and it'll charge it up in less time than the Bosch would have taken to do. So there you go, folks. And I'm going to put all this back together, and then I will show you the video when it's finished. I will show you it with it down and in operation. All I'm going to do is solder these together and then run the wire out, drill a little hole in the case by here and just run the wire out, and then that's it. I'll probably put a stress relief on here as well so that it can't get yanked out of the case, which will be a cable tie going around there. So let's see you in a minute. Right, just to show you how quickly it is you can do this, here's the soldering iron, a gas soldering iron. We don't fuck around. Right, put your soldering iron on, start it up. Okay, and I put heat shrink sleeve. So there we are, the gas soldering iron is warming up now. Let's get it fucking hotter a bit quicker. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Oops, sometimes does that, yeah. It can explode, has been known. So anyway, it's warming up now. I put heat shrink sleeve on each of these. You don't have to do that. You can use insulating tape, but insulating tape does degrade. So I tend to prefer bits and pieces. So all the wiring's still there, and so basically this is getting warm. Let's see if we've got some solder, and I shall show you how quickly I solder. We don't fuck around. So there we are. Let's get that on there. Get that on there. It's getting warm, getting nice and warm. Temperature, put the temperature up because this is quite thick wire here. So okay, now what you got to do is hold it on, wait for the heat to take, and wait for it to go through. You don't have to do all of it, you just have to do a portion of it, because as long as there's a good contact in one section, it doesn't matter if the end bits are not really there. This is how quick this repair is going to be. Now the solder iron is getting quite warm. Hope it's focused. Don't really know. So get a bit of solder on the end of that. Wait for it to warm up the rest of the copper. There we go. It'll warm up quite quickly now. And just dab your solder on and let it soak right through with the heat applied. Okay, and the third one. I'm going to have to get my hand around the other side for this one. So we're chomping along at a brilliant speed here. Solder, solder, solder. Right, that's it, folks. Let me double check. I think the solder's good. Let's try and pull it apart. Yeah, big globs on there, big globs on there. Right, this is the wrong tool for the job. Hang on, I've got the right tool for the job here. Let me turn my soldering iron off, because that tends to fall on the floor and on the bed, which, you know, is my workplace, so you get nice things like that. See, you know, who needs a tool shed when you've got a bed? A bed is much, much bigger than a shed to work on, and a bed also is much softer, so it's much nicer. So there we are, they're all done. Now, if you want to, you can do it. You can do this next phase with a lighter, holding it underneath the heat shrink, but I've got a gas torch. Ha 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 ha. So anyway, right, first thing I want to do is put the cables around like this, and I've got prepared bits of insulating tape. Now I do this just so that jagged bits don't start poking out through the heat shrink. It's just extra protection. Put that on there, fold that over like that, and then protection, buffering, stops any sharp bits poking through the heat shrink, and then you might get a short. So there we are. So get that on there. And how long is this taking? 15 fucking minutes. Right, okay, from start to finish, I suppose. Right, okay, so we're on there now. So see if we can get the heat shrink over without too much aggro. That one's good. So we get that heat shrink over without too much aggro. Oh yeah, that's good. Right, so line that up in the middle, so that's in the middle. And then we get that over there. And we get the gun on. Right, and then we just heat shrink it. Watch this now, magic tricks, heat shrink. Watch it shrinking. Right, watch this bit down here. I prefer heat shrink because it's got some good properties, and it stops fuck ups happening with insulating tape degrading and going gunky and falling off. So it's much better stuff, really. So here we go. Right then, folks, we're nearly there. Turn off the gas. Gas will go to sleep on its own. Right, we're almost there. There's the gas stopping on its own. Okay, so we need to get a hole through there. Oh, I shouldn't have turned off my soldering iron, should I? Let's get that back up to heat. Quick. So what we're going to get then is we need a hole through the case. Now, if we run the wires down there, we could do it through this gap here, which we took the circuit board out of. But the trouble is then it could get yanked, and we don't want that. So we want to go through the case. So what I'm going to do, I said use cable ties, but here's another method which is very popular. So you just put a tie in it like this. Put a tie in the cable, and that. Pull it tight. Pull that tight. Measure the distance that you want this to go around. So let's put the wires back in place. So we put that's the original motor wire, we put that back in place and tuck it in and tuck it under like that, so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so we come round the corner. Which way are we going to go? Wire goes round there, another wire. Oh look, they've actually got little points for them to go into, so they hold in place. Okay, so this wire really needs to come out of the case about here then. So let's get a marker pen. Have I got a marker pen? Yeah, I've got a marker pen. Wire really needs to come out of here. So I'm just gonna melt it with a soldering iron. So pull the wires out of the way because you don't want them to melt. Okay, and I'm just gonna be really rude, and I'm just gonna melt down through here like this. It helps if you move back and forth with the soldering iron, and there we go. And we've got a nice little hole for the wire to go through. But we need to go a little bit further because there's a case shroud, so we need to go a little bit further to make this work well. Let's test that out. Does it go down? Yes, and yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's put the case back together, but of course we're forgetting one thing before we put it all back together. Test it before you screw it all back together. So, ready for this? Yep, it works. Okay, so now we screw it back together, so see you in a couple of minutes. Right then, fucking let's have it. Look, there it is. All put back together. Screws are in. There. You can't rip this out now because of that knot I put there. Look how neat that is. That's fucking well neat. Let's have a bit of focus, please. Thank you. Look at that. It's fucking well neat. We fucked off L fucking expensive and gone for L fucking cheap. Now, my batteries normally have Velcro on them somewhere, and this one does indeed have Velcro. So why don't we find a way to stick this on there like that? And if you're going to use it in that position, then a nice bit of Velcro on there, just enough to make sure that the wires connect, and that should be job done. So here we are. I've got a bit of Velcro. This is the hooky side, so the hook side. So I'm going to stick it on. Now I need to stick it somewhere where I can get a good bit of tape around it, because I know these things like to come off. So why don't I try it there like that, and then we can stick that on there. That's correct. Now the sticky tape on these things often comes off, so that's why I stick it where you can get access to it both sides, because now I'm going to do I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stick it down with lots of insulating tape. Can you see what I am doing? I'm basically preventing a fucking screaming fit that I'm going to have outside when this stuff falls off and I'm trying to do the trimming. And I'm going to go, this fucking sellotape is shit. So I'm doing this now to save headaches later on. I think you know that I probably have a fucking brain hemorrhage and a hissy fucking fit when I'm out there and the sellotape fails. So, there, right, bang, right? It's even quicker to change than the fucking Bosch one. Look, you just go like that, right? You want to stick another one on? Look how fucking fast. You can't reload a fucking Bosch one as quick as that, can you? Right, okay. I can connect it up and you have to push the safety button and then fucking job done. Have a look at that. Have a look at it. Have a look in fucking detail. Let me focus it for you. Right, here you go. There's fuck all wrong with that. Thank you, Mr. Bosch. Thank you for my fucking free strimmer. And thank you for not having to get involved in buying your expensive fucking batteries when this battery will cost me £7 to replace and actually has double the power than the ones you sell. And it cost me £7 to replace, not fucking 40 to 50 fucking quid. Thank you, Mr. Bosch. But I'd rather not if I don't have to .com. Oh yeah, just a couple of things as an addendum. Don't try what I just did at home unless you have a bed. Just don't try it if you don't know what you're doing. If you have no understanding of electronics, get somebody who does to do it. You know, find somebody that does. This video is for educational purposes only. I take no responsibility for how fucking stupid you are. Okay? So, LiPos, lithium polymer batteries, are dangerous. If you overcharge them, they can catch fire. If you undercharge them or deplete them, they will fuck up. So, you know, you lose the life on them. So, you need to learn about how to use LiPos if you intend to do this type of hack that I've just shown you, and learn about the chargers, learn about safety to do with that sort of thing. But here is the Bosch, and here it goes again. I'm converting most of my stuff to work with this this system of batteries, so I won't have to pay. I don't have to pay for, you know, stupid battery prices. You save a lot of money, and they've all got the same battery, so you can just take a whole load of the same batteries out somewhere and they'll run your drills, they'll run everything, even if it's not from the same manufacturer, if you know what you're doing. So thanks very much for watching.